Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different just because I don't really do reviews on hair color. I have done a video probably a few weeks back where I talk about my hair color. A lot of you have asked what my color is, so I definitely did a video explaining my formula, and then of course I included my favorite hair care products because I felt like it just goes with the video because it was all about hair. So I will link that down below. That formula and the hair color that I have was from going to the salon. And so I did try something different this time around. I've done my hair myself, and this was done probably about 2 weeks. By the time this video goes up, I've washed it a couple times, and I kind of wanted to wait and see how the color stays in my hair after washing it and styling it before I did my review, because that also has something to do with my thought process as far as the review. So I decided to try this new service called eSalon, and some of you may be familiar with them. If not, then I will explain. eSalon is basically an online salon where you can create a profile and have custom color made for you by a professional stylist. So it eliminates the need for you to go to the salon. There's been plenty of times where I have tried to book my appointment and my stylist is booked. My stylist is off. My stylist doesn't work there anymore. And I have a busy schedule. I have a 2-year-old, so going to the salon is something that I enjoy, but it's definitely something that's a lot more difficult for me to plan as far as during the week, because my husband works and I don't have a lot of people that I can say, here, just take care of my child. I'll be back in a couple hours. And I just don't make a habit of doing that. So for me, this service is very convenient, and it might be convenient for you if you would like to try them, because you can do it yourself in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to book appointments. You don't have to pay expensive prices, because the salons are very expensive. You and I both are not strangers to the salon. We both know how expensive things can get, and everything adds up very quickly. Every little detail that you add on to your service will increase the total bill that you have at checkout at the salon. It's expensive, and it's only going to continue to get more expensive. So I decided to try eSalon because I was talking with my sister, and she had mentioned something like this to my mom, saying, hey mom, maybe something that you want to try. And so I figured, let me just pull this up, and I was like, are you talking about eSalon? She's like, yeah, it's one that they mix the color for you and they send it to your house. So I have up the site, so if I keep looking over to my left, is because I have the site up on my website. And just a disclaimer, they have no idea that I'm doing this. I'm just sharing my thoughts because it might help you. It might be a lifesaver for one of you out there. And I wanted to share my experience. So I'm kind of like the little guinea pig for this service before you try it out, because I have done my hair myself at home through Box Color for years, since I was a teenager in high school, and I don't have a problem with it. Of course, it's not the best thing, and it's not the same quality as salon color, but I honestly have never had any issues with Box Color. I mean, some people have had bad experiences. I have been thankful and lucky that I haven't been one of those. So anyways, back to eSalon. So basically what it is, you create a profile. It's free to sign up, and I will have the site below. It's esalon.com, and it's linked for you below. It's not affiliate at all. And then you create your profile. So I don't know exactly the order of questions, but the questions that they will ask you is, what is your natural hair color? What's the texture of your hair? How well your hair grabs color? How often you color? It asks what you desire with your hair color as far as your goals, like what your current color is, where do you want to go, what your natural color is. All of the questions that are basically a need to know type of things that a stylist would ask you if you're sitting in their chair. These are the exact same questions, and you can choose. Like for me, I chose the light brown to black color family for my natural color, because my hair is almost black. Of course, I have red in my hair, and that's just because I have chosen that color. And it'll also ask you, as I'm doing this here with you guys, it'll ask you the percentage of gray. For me, I do have gray hairs, unfortunately, yes. I do get grays up in the front, and although I'm in my late 20s, it's just something, it's part of the aging process. So for me, I go very little to 25%, or you can do none if you're younger than I am and don't have grays. And you can go and select all the way more than 95% grays. So based on that, they will tailor a formula that actually covers grays, because grays can be kind of stubborn to cover, and it could be an issue for for some of you. And then you can also click your natural shade of hair color, and then it'll go into a series of more questions. And I just want to point out that the whole membership for you to sign up is free. You don't have to pay anything. And right now, what is today's date? Today is Saturday, March 7th. And when I pulled up the site, they had an option for get started now, try eSalon for 50% off. So basically, I signed up for the service when they had the special back in February, and I paid $10 for my box, and I paid $5 for shipping. But normally the box will cost right around $15 plus an additional $5 for shipping. The shipping is very quick. It's 2 to 3 day priority. I had mine in 2 days, and I have to say that they really ship very quickly. Now, the whole thing with the whole eSalon, you may be wondering, okay, so I submit this and then they just send me they pick a bottle off the shelf? No. They have stylists that actually review your profile and look at your photos, and that's a big thing. There is a section of the survey or questionnaire that you will do on your profile that you can upload photos. I highly recommend that you upload as many as they let you. For me, what I did was I did one with my hair that was straight, showed my roots, my midsections, and my ends, and I took a front picture as well so they can see like the full length of my hair so that they can give me enough formula to last, because usually if I were to do my own box color, I would use 2 boxes because I have a lot of hair and it's sort of stubborn, I guess, at times to grab color. So I like to just really heavily saturate my hair with color. So other questions, back to the questionnaire that they'll ask you is, have you had any sort of current treatments, like coloring treatments in your hair within a certain time frame? Like, have you had any chemical treatments within the last 6 months? And then from there you can do relaxers, hair bleaching. You can choose keratin, Brazilian, hair color remover, or you can do none. You can choose also under the category of color and chemical treatments, it'll ask you what chemical treatments or color treatments you currently have in your hair, because what you have in your hair will also dictate where you can go. So for example, if you are currently a platinum blonde and you wanted to go red, let's just say you wanted to be an auburn shade, like something that I have, you really can't go from blonde to red on your own. I think that's something that you would have to do professionally, get it done at a salon. So you can only choose certain colors within what you want to do. For me, I wanted to maintain the red, so it was really easy for me to pick a shade within the auburn family, and I picked a medium mahogany brown, and I ended up with this. And so I am really happy overall with the color. I really, really am. So once you do that coloring treatments, I clicked on permanent because the color that I have in my hair every 8 to 10 weeks or however often I go, it is permanent color. I do not mess with anything less than permanent because red washes out so quickly. And then you can go to the next sort of series of questions, and it's not a lot of questions, and it only really takes 5 minutes to sign up for the service. So I really like it. And you can also they ask you your eye color, which is something that I didn't realize that they asked me before. Okay, so they ask you what your ethnicity is. For me, of course, I put Hispanic because that's what I am. And then the color of your eyes. You can put whatever color, amber, hazel, green, whatever. And it's nice because they will help customize the formula based on your features and help you really pick a color that accentuates your skin tone. Because I'm so fair, reds tend to be the best. So before I go into my initial thoughts and the whole process of doing it, I didn't record me actually applying the color because it was my first time. I wanted to see how applying with a brush and a bowl actually work, because I've never done that. Box color doesn't come with a bowl and a brush. You know, you just pour it and you just use a squeeze bottle and apply it. So I'm going to insert a clip of the products that came in my box because mine right now is currently empty. But I did record when I first got it and I opened it what they sent me so that you can see how they do a customizable kit and they actually personalize the labels. So it's really nice how they just pick out the formula. So I'm going to insert that clip for you so you can see that. Alright, so this is the kit. Part of this kit is this envelope where it has personalized instructions for you with your color. Mine is medium red with red gloss and my formula ID so that I know. It tells me that my formula was made on February 17th, and then I'm obviously holding it to cover my name. So that just basically walks you through the instructions of how to divide the hair, making sure that your hair is on wash, so on and so forth. It's pretty standard. I haven't actually read the whole thing, but you get the deal. So then one of the things that you get in this kit is the Perfect Match Kit. And this says hair color accessories. So in this box you'll get a stain guard, a stain remover, the Color Safe shampoo, a little packet, which is enough, I would say, for at least 2 washes. And you also get the Color Safe conditioner, the Love Unconditionally, which is nice. I didn't know that this was going to come with that. I also did get a brush applicator, which I know it's a package that you can add where you get the brush, the bowl, and clips, which I opted out of it because I think it was an extra $15, and I didn't really need that. And so I'm really glad that they gave me the brush, because that's neat. And then there's 2 bottles of developer and then 2 bottles of color. Now what I've done is I've just put a piece of tape with a piece of paper over it, because they actually personalize the bottles and print your name on it in a really nice font. But I wanted to cover it because it prints your first and last name on there. So the 2 bottles that I have is 20 volume, and it says Instant Chemistry. And then the first one here, it says Made for You Custom Hair Color Bottle 1 Roots. And again, it has your initials, your formula ID, and when this was made. This actually was mixed on the 16th of February. And then the next bottle that I have here is the Color Enhancing Gloss, bottle number 2 for ends. Again, made on the 16th, and it says mixed with the 20 volume developer. It says here free hour treat with this order. I'm not sure if that's because I'm new and maybe it's the same sort of formula, just 1 bottle for the whole entire hair. I'm not sure, but I like how they gave me 2. I was worried that maybe I wasn't going to have enough since my hair is on the longer side. But that is all that you get, and the box is really cute. It's got some cute little designs and then personalized instructions, a little folder here. So that is everything that you get. And I got this, like I said earlier, the special was $10, but normally all of this is $14.95. I will have all the information listed with links below for you. Alright, so as you can see, they do give you a lot of things. I was really surprised that they included the shampoo packet and the conditioner packet. I didn't know, I don't think I read anything that it's included. Also, one of the things that you can do is add on little extra tidbits to your order. Of course, when you do that, it'll increase the price, but you can add the brush with the bowl, a timer, and clips, the claw clips. If you don't have any of that, if you prefer just to have them send it to you, they can add that to your order and just it'll go up a few dollars. Or you can go to Sally's and buy yourself the claw clips, a bowl. What I did was I used a Tupperware. I found one of my really old Tupperwares, washed it really well with some soap, let it air dry, and then I was surprised to see that they sent me the brush. I didn't know that they were going to do that, and I figured that I would just go to Sally's and get that, but luckily they sent that to me, which was nice. I wasn't expecting that at all. But they do give you everything you need, and I was surprised to see 2 bottles. I didn't know that I was going to get 2 bottles, but it only makes sense. They do a customizable formula for my roots, and then of course they have a custom formula for my ends. Now, I do have to say, for overall, I do like the whole process. I thought it was fairly easy to do, splitting my hair into two sections here in the front, 2 in the back, and then just dividing those sections to apply it to my roots. I thought it was pretty easy, and I think you leave it on the roots for like 15 minutes and then your ends for 10 minutes. The only thing that I would have to say is that my roots are quite dark. The camera probably won't capture that. My first bottle, which is labeled for my roots, had a lot of medium brown. I would say 3/4 of my bottle was medium brown, and then a little bit of red and a little bit of mahogany. So the good thing about this service is that you can ask them to change the formula. If you want a little bit more brown, if you want a little bit more red, if you want a little bit more whatever, they can work with you and customize the formula so that the next time they ship you the box, you'll have exactly what you want. So what I'm going to do this time around is have them put just a little bit more red into my roots bottle so that it actually matches more of this section here. And my hair, I did recently get it cut. I had about 1.5 inches cut off. For the most part, I do think that most of my strands did pick up the color. There's a couple little pieces that I see that are just a little bit lighter, but honestly, that is something that I deal with even when I go to a salon and have a professional stylist do it. There's little bits throughout that just seem a little lighter, and the tone of that, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like a big chunk of hair wasn't dyed or anything. The way it looks, it just almost looks like there's highlights and sort of like a slight ombre-ish, which I guess in a way is not so bad, but because I have a little bit of redness in my roots, I feel like it's okay, but had my roots been like straight up dark brown and then just red through this section down to the ends, I wouldn't have been happy with it, but of course they did add some red to it, so I think I'm going to have them add just a little bit more the next time I do it, because I want to have more of an even from root to tip. I want a solid even color. I'm not trying to do the whole ombre, but for some reason, some pieces like here, this piece here is a little bit darker than this section here. And then it's darker and lighter. So it looks like there's some highlights in there, which I guess with the sunlight, it looks good. It's not bad. I don't think that this is very drying on the hair at all. I do think that the conditioner that they gave me in the little packet was sufficient. I do use like macadamia oil and all that stuff, and that macadamia mask that I mentioned in some videos previously. That's what I use pretty much weekly now, because I have fallen off the whole little bandwagon of my weekly masks and stuff. So I do like the service. I do think that it's really unique and different. I like how it's sort of tailored to my needs, and no one has the same bottle. It's not like you go to the shelf and everybody that wants mahogany is going to pick the same shade of mahogany. It's going to be different for everyone and based on what your colors are. And if they have questions, or maybe your pictures weren't good, which brings me to another point, make sure that your pictures are clear. Take them in good lighting so they can see what you're working with, because it's all, you know, online. They don't get to see you in person and see what your color looks like, because photos can be quite tricky to really look at it and be like, okay, well that's shade of blonde, or that's whatever brown, you know. You have to have really good pictures, so take it in good lighting. Use your camera phone if you have a good one, or you can also have the option to upload photos to an email and send it to them, and then obviously they'll know which client it is if you're doing that. So I do think it's a good service. I hope that this review was helpful. I will link below, like I said, the site for them, because it's really inexpensive. I like how it's the same cost as buying 2 boxes of box color at the store. They sent it to me pretty quickly. I didn't do it right away as soon as I got in the mail. And another thing is that when you sign up for this thing, you can, one of the questions will ask you how often you want to color your hair. And I put 8, I think it's 8 to 10 or just 8 weeks. And so based on that, they will automatically bill your card and send you a box when you're due to have your color. And if you don't contact them in the meantime, from the time you do it to the next box, they're just going to send you the same formula. So if you want to do any tweaking, make sure that you do that before the next box comes. Well, for me, it's going to be in the next 6 weeks. So I will definitely have to send them an email to just adjust my formula just a touch. But I do feel like the color is pretty close to what I've been getting at the salon. For being my first time, I'm pretty blown away at how, you know, just using, you know, swatches on their site, be like clicking on, that's the color that I have now, this is what I want. And for that to translate and actually come out pretty good, I'm impressed. And hopefully if you try it out, let me know your thoughts. If you have tried it, leave your comments down below so that I can see what you think, and others as well. And I hope that it works for you. As I said before, this is not an affiliate link, so you know, if you click on it, it's gonna have you do all that stuff. You can pull it up on your own. They do have a YouTube channel that has some videos, which I will link their channel below, so that you can see some videos. As I'm seeing here on YouTube, they have, you know, a couple thousand people have been tuning into this whole thing. And another thing that I want to tell you before I let you go is when I went to Aveda to have my hair cut, the gal at the checkout, she was like, wow, that's a really nice color. And my stylist said the same thing, and that was the first time I sat down in that chair for that gal, because Aveda is not my typical salon that I go to. She was the sweetest thing ever, and she was like, oh my god, that is such a beautiful color. And I said, oh, it's Esol. And she's like, what? So when I explained to her what it was, she was like, oh my god, like, she's like, I can't even believe that your color is from online. It's crazy. And I told her the whole process that I went to, and both of them were like, oh my gosh, we have to definitely look into that, because she quoted me for my length of hair, which is right above my bust line, $70. 70 and I paid 15. So to me, that's a huge savings, and they were shocked. They loved it. She's like, it looks even, it doesn't look patchy, which I was concerned that the back, I was like, hey, can you tell me, by the way, if it's patchy in the back, because it's hard using a mirror and trying to do one of these numbers with the brush to apply. It's difficult, but just hang in there. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And they were really impressed. She's like, I don't see any spots that you have, like patchiness or anything, that which I've had from box color before. So I'm really impressed. I like it. I think I'm going to give it another shot. And so I hope this review was helpful. Again, I don't have any sort of pictures like before and after, because my before was just crazy. I had like my dark brown, I had some burgundy, and then I had like an orange copper. It was disgusting. So I will probably figure out a point in the video where I can insert some photos that I took right after I rinsed it and let it air dry, so you guys can see it. It has faded just a touch, which is to be expected. But anyways, I will leave you here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this type of video. Please leave me your questions if you have any. If I didn't cover something, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you and chat with you. So have a fabulous day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.